on our weekly Sunday live that we do on the channel. If you are watching this as a replay, I go live every single Sunday, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you are watching this as a replayed video, it usually takes about 24 hours for the HD to be uploaded, the high quality def, but sometimes it doesn't. Also, if you want to see the live comments of my subscribers asking questions, go down to the comment section. There'll be 2 dots. You could swipe it to the side, and then you can read all the comments that people are leaving and asking questions about. If you are on this, let me know the audio is good. I was having a couple technical difficulties. That is why I was a couple minutes late. But I like to do these lives every week with my subscribers. You know, I do a tour almost every day, so I like to come on here and ask questions and see if you have any questions about the units that I did tour this past week. Or we can tour whatever you want. It's a great opportunity for you to be able to ask me any questions about RVs. And also you can also ask me, you know, you can tell me you're looking for something 5,000 pounds and 25 feet. Awesome, the audio is perfect. So we'll wait for a couple more people to join. If you're new here, we do this every Sunday. This is not my normal style of tours. Most of my tours are extremely in-depth, like almost an hour long. This is more quick and fast to answer questions for you guys. You can also tell me what you're looking for, and we can tour the entire lot. It's a lot of fun. This is week number 12 of doing this, and it's working out pretty good. So let's jump on the golf cart. We got some people on here. What's up, Corey? We are on the live, baby. All right, let's see what we got here. We've got 5 people on so far. I'm very bad about, you know, posting about the live each week, so I need to get a little better about that. I'd probably get a lot more people on, but usually after about 30 minutes, we get a lot of people and coming on and engaging and asking questions. So these lives can go anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the engagement we get. I am here for you guys, so any questions you have, there is no dumb question. So let's see real quick. Let me turn you around. We are a locally owned dealership out here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. If you are new here, welcome. We got a lot of great trailers that we're gonna tour today. We got Catalina, we got Surveyor, No Boundaries, Flagstaff, Raptor, Sabre, Riverstone, No Boundaries, I think I just said that. But I'm gonna show you a couple of each level of trailer. Turn you around real quick. Thank you guys for joining. We are gonna start with the Catalina. How's it going? I never know your name, but I go Our Life, our RV Life, yeah. Appreciate you always joining each week. Some of my stuff is repetitive, but I get about 200 subscribers every week, so I like to go on these to answer any questions for people that are new to the RV world. Hello there, please show us campers that sleep 4+. Okay, let me know what length you're looking for, and I will happily show you some of those options. We're gonna start with showing one of each brand, and then once we get past that, we'll start looking at what you guys kind of want to see. Especially, so we'll definitely do some bunk beds because most of my subscribers are like they want couples coaches. I've kind of pigeonholed myself, is that the term? Most people want the couples coaches. So let me turn you around so we can look at this little unit right here. We are just gonna start with this one just to get the live going real quick. Let me fix my gimbal. 243 Catalina. Let's see, so this is gonna be a 134 RKX. This is gonna be more of your traditional stick and tin build, but this is gonna be a couples coach. I like this one, and we're gonna be looking at a lot of stuff, so just stick with me. I like to start with these first. So this is a 134 RKX. It's got the lift, the off-road tires, nice and rugged. This is kind of the trailer we start with at the dealership, and we just work our way up. Like I always tell you guys, there is no wrong trailer to buy. It's just how you are going to use it. This is an excellent weekend warrior trailer, but it is not an entry-level trailer because of the options it has. We are looking for first RV that sleeps 4, so we do not have a length in mind. Okay, we'll look at we'll kind of sprinkle in some bunk houses for you. So this is 2,600 pounds, 16 feet. I love these little small trailers, and the lengths that I'm telling you guys are gonna be total. That'll include the front, like the tongue and everything, the bumper in the back. I will show some pricing in these. Look, there's not a price tag in this one, but really nice layout. Small, compact. You got a roof-mounted AC. Coleman makes a real entry-level trailer. Got to be very careful with some of those out there. You know, they'll have like the wall mounted AC, smaller tanks. So sometimes when the price is less, it's because the tanks will be smaller. And then all of your appliances in the Catalinas will be GE. And we'll look at some bunks as we go down the lot. I'm very surprised that this does not have a wet bath. It's crazy. For 16 feet, if you don't know what a wet bath is, it's basically you can do everything at once. So the shower and the toilet are combined. So I'm impressed. This is not a wet bath. So nice little unit. Like I said, all GE appliances, stainless steel throughout. Yeah, like Camping World has brands like Coleman and Mallard. It's kind of like, it's like going to Walmart, I suppose I would say. But really nice unit. You got a, this will be a full-size bed, I think 54 by 60. I might be wrong, but it is not a queen. That'll be a full. Hi from Illinois. Illinois in the house. What is going on? Thank you for joining. If this is your first time, let me know in the comments, because every week I do these, I'm like, man, I'm going to be saying the same stuff. I don't know if I have new people on here. Private labels do depreciate drastically. Every time I get someone in that comes in and trades in a Coleman, it is very hard to get out of the unit that they bought from Camping World. I shouldn't say their name. So let's turn you around. So that was a nice little unit. Let's see if we could look at a bunkhouse real quick, since we have someone on here that's actually wanting to look at something a little different, because we usually do a lot of couples coaches. You guys that are on here, just let me know what you want to see. Let's see, we got a nice Catalina over here. Yeah, and Aurora is a Camping World exclusive brand for sure. Let's see. Oh, this is a nice little bunkhouse right here. Yes, first live, but watch you. Nice. Thank you for joining the live. I appreciate it. I think sometimes people get a little nervous about going on the live because they think that they're going to be like seen on it, you know? I would be a little nervous too. You should see how I feel when I first started doing these. It's way different than doing a normal tour. Blue Compass, Camping World, all those places have those private labels. So this is an awesome option if it's more in your budget. It's going to be fiberglass with high gloss on it. This is a bunkhouse, but these are super affordable, but it's still not like your entry-level trailer like a Coleman Lantern. This is going to be a 261 BH, but getting a fiberglass trailer at this price point is huge. You won't really see this out there too much, especially with the features and options that it has on the inside. If you notice, it's got LED lights. It changes like 24 different colors, so you can have a disco outside. But check this out. I'll show you the price. The reason I don't show pricing in all my long form tours is because I want the videos to last years down the road. And so if I post the price, then people call me upset and saying like, why'd the price change? And it's like a 3-year-old video, and I don't like to be the bad guy. So pricing does vary year to year, but really nice layout right here. You got your dinette. And what I really like about this floor plan is it's got the double bunks. So the wider bunks up here, so you can sleep 2 children real easily, or adults comfortably. They're not like super claustrophobic with those bunks that are like this wide. Got a little storage down below. We will do another couples coach after this. Stick with me, guys. We'll mix in some bunk houses. Nice big bathroom. Plenty of room in here. This one does not have a slide out. So the subscriber out there that was requesting bunks, that is something you can consider. Some people don't like slides. You know, it's one less thing to worry about. Some people do want slides. The nice thing about not having a slide is you're going to be able to get a much more roomy trailer. So it's going to be a lot longer without the slide. The slide will add about 500 to 800 pounds. So I'll show you the weight of this real quick. You got a north-south facing bed, so you can actually walk around it nice and easy. You can make the bed with no issues. So let me show you the weight. If you're ever out looking at trailers, this is where you'll see the weight down here. So 5,200 pounds, 29 feet, 4 inches. So the slide definitely helps a lot with that weight, not having the slide. And something like this, I'm talking this is factory fresh, just got here like a couple weeks ago, 30,000 down to 26,995. That's a deal right there with all your GE appliances, and your air conditioner is GE as well. And all of the Catalinas, they'll have GE ACs, and I am extremely surprised with how quiet they are. And they also have a heat pump in them. So you can actually heat this area without using like the propane heater. So you can conserve propane. It saves you about 39% more propane, and it'll work down to 25 degrees. Just be very careful when you're out looking at RVs that it does have an actual gas heater, because some companies will just put an electric heater, and that is not going to be fun, because then you'll need a generator every time you run it. So there is a bunkhouse for you. Let's go to another couples coach. Turn you around real quick so you guys can make fun of me. All right. So that is really nice bunkhouse camper. Thank you for showing us. Yes, I will show you some more throughout too. Not a problem at all. That's what I'm here for. Makes it comfortable, you know, for you guys. Kicking back on a Sunday on your couch. You don't have to go out to a dealership and deal with the sales guy. You can just watch it from the comfort of your couch. So I'll show you another bunkhouse later that Catalina makes. They make a lot of great bunkhouses. So now we'll be going to a Surveyor. A lot of dealerships will have like their main core brands, and we mainly are exclusive with Forest River, which is like the main manufacturer, and then you have brands underneath that. So there's lots of brands under Forest River, and we are very happy with our brands that we got here. Let's show you this little couples coach that I haven't shown you guys yet. All right. So as you notice, I'm plugging this into the golf cart because they don't have batteries. You will, see if I can get this out. You will need a 7-way plug in your tow vehicle or on your tow vehicle. Sometimes it'll be a 4-flat. That is just for cargo trailers. So we do all of that here. We can wire your tow vehicle and all that stuff, your hitches. But that will basically operate the lights, work the brakes on the trailer, charge your batteries, all that good stuff. So now we're looking at a Surveyor. Like I told you guys, that first company, Catalina, is going to be more of your stick and tin traditional build. Now we're moving up to fiberglass and also 6-side aluminum framing. So if you're ever out looking at trailers, just, you know, open a storage container and see all of that aluminum framing. Ask the sales guy, is it 6-side aluminum frame? Because some companies will slap a sticker on advertising it's aluminum framed, but it's mixed with wood. So this is going to be the roof, the floor, front wall, back wall, side walls are all aluminum framed. So a little lighter, maybe a little stronger. There's nothing wrong with wood framing either. This is going to be the 19 RBLE couples coach. This is going to be 4,229 pounds and 23 feet 7 inches. Let me see. All right, so let me put you down real quick so I could tie my shoe. But this is a nice layout, not super long. These are usually about 7.5 feet, or around 7.5 feet wide. And this will have a rack and pinion slide system. Sometimes it'll have, you know, or this won't be a rack and pinion. This will actually be a Schwintek. And you'll know because it'll have that little step up right there. If it was a rack and pinion, it'd be nice and flush with the floor. But you got your theater seating right here. This does fold down, I believe. Yeah, so you got your cup holders for those cold snacks. I like when the middle folds up. You know, if you're wanting to get a little cozy and cuddle up, you can lift that middle piece up. You got some trays right here to work from. Very nice layout with a north-south facing bed. This is a true queen as well. So meaning it's a 60 by 80. In a lot of these RVs, they'll do 60 by 74, which is an RV queen. Sometimes, I mean, all the time, it doesn't matter what brand you go with, the mattresses aren't super comfortable. So being able to go out and get yourself a residential queen is going to be a nice plus. A little storage in the back. Very nice. Now, the Catalinas, some of them have an enclosed underbelly. These trailers do have an enclosed underbelly and tank heaters. So tank heaters are nice because they're 12 volt, and basically each tank has a heat pad on it. So when you're going down the road and you're in freezing temperatures, you're not going to have to worry about your tanks freezing on you and cracking. Anytime you get that back bathroom, you do get a lot more space and storage. This is a great layout. There's lots of storage there. Looks like you do get a porcelain throne as well. I always tell you guys when you're out looking, sit on the toilet, make sure you're comfortable. These do not come with the shower miser, but it is something we can add. Basically, the shower miser is a nice feature where if you want to conserve water, you flip it up and it'll just cycle the water through the lines. And then once it's hot, then it'll spit it out. These are the 12 volt heat pads I'm talking about. So if you're ever out looking at trailers, just look for this. Heated holding tanks. This is something you really want if you're camping in cold weather. I prefer this more than just the heated and enclosed underbelly, like with the duct going down there, because I explained it in all my videos. It would suck to have to go down the road. I don't think you can go down the road with your heater on. These are nice because you can, and then you don't have to waste propane. So just keep an eye out for that if you are someone that likes to camp in cold weather. You do get the nice road vac in these, so it has a vacuum system, pretty cool. Keep things nice and clean in here. These surveyors will have a PVC roof. So they'll do TPO, you know, like bigger motorhomes will be fiberglass. I honestly don't get too hung up on TPO or PVC. I think both are equally good. They kind of got it dialed in now. So if you're thinking one is better than the other, I wouldn't say too much differences. Nice 10 cubic foot, 12 volt refrigerator. All your fridges are pretty much 12 volt now versus gas electric, which I like because they cool a lot faster. Decent counter area, little limited on counter space, but you do have an extension over here. Something like this. This is going to be, what year is this? 2026. 42 down to 31,995. All right. Just the finishing is just a little better in these surveyors. Like the attention to detail, the raised bevel edges on your doors, even the nice little wall art up here. Let the journey begin. That's nice. Have all of your controls up here. All the surveyors will have 200 watts of solar and prepped for the inverter. But if you buy one of these right now, you will get 400 watts. So basically that'll keep your batteries recharged. They do make power packages. I mean, I'm still a fan of just getting a generator because sometimes the solar just can't keep up with the usage that you're using. And then, you know, you're gonna get like 4 hours of using everything. I still think a generator is the way to go because it's pretty pricey for that solar package that they do offer. Turn you around, that's a nice couples coach. We'll show you a little bunkhouse now, something smaller than the last one with the slide outs. I like Surveyor. Surveyor, if you don't know, is in a umbrella with RPod, Ibex, No Boundaries, Surveyor, and then that Unmapped, I believe, is with them as well. So there's some different brands there's in this lineup. So you'll notice a lot of them actually look the same. All right, this will be a little bit shorter for you out there that's looking for bunks, and that's always something to consider. If you want to go to national forests or anything like that, they do start to get a little picky at like the 30-foot mark and up. So just keep that in mind. I'm more of someone that wants to go smaller. You know, I want to go into places that are a little more difficult to get to. Don't want to be camping on top of people. So I will turn you around real quick. So another Surveyor, same thing, all aluminum framed. It will have those tank heaters as well as basically all the other same features. So this is going to be 23 feet, 7 inches, and 4,225 pounds. That is your dry weight. I usually go off a dry weight because no one really loads their trailer up full of cargo when it's like the full capacity. So a little shorter. This is a nice layout. If you don't mind the open floor concept, you got your 4-seater dinette on your Schwintek slide system and the Murphy bed. Love the Murphy beds because it makes it nice and easy when everyone wants to come in and it's raining. Very simple, just lift this up. If I was looking at a travel trailer that was 25 feet and under, a Murphy bed is the way to go. So look at how simple that was. And then if it's raining or the weather gets bad, all you got to do is plop that up and then you have seating for all the kids, the guests, and yourself. You need to make that bed. But really nice layout. You got the double bunks in the back. So this would be a nice step up from the Catalina if you want that aluminum framing, the fiberglass, and those tank heaters. If you notice, there's small little details in trailers where companies will kind of take something out. You imagine if they take one window out of every trailer they sell, that's thousands of dollars that they're saving down the road. So they give you 2 windows as well as a ladder, which might sound ridiculous, but some companies don't give you the ladder. Spacious bathroom, pretty nice. And feel free to ask for anything you guys want to see. Pretty nice layout. So if I was looking at a fiberglass trailer, the one thing I would probably put on high on my list is the composite material, which is, in this case, it's called Asdel. No worries if you're late, Norman. I'm still showing some small stuff. But so this, you want the Asdel. Basically what they use is they'll use Luan usually on the outer walls. The composite material is basically waterproof, so you're not going to have to worry about delamination issues. as much. Like, you've probably seen it out there when walls start to get like wavy and bubbly. That is an indication that there is water in the walls, and now everything is separating. This composite material is waterproof, and they stuck it in water for a very long time and it did not degrade. So if I was looking at a fiberglass trailer, that would probably be one thing that I would pay attention to. But it's all about couples trailer with a bedroom and fireplace. Bedroom and fireplace. I think I have a few. We'll look at a bunch of them. So now the camera's following me. Stop following me. So nice little bunkhouse. We'll go back to, I have a nice one that will have a fireplace, I believe. We'll look at another Surveyor. So nice little bunkhouse. This camera is doing whatever it wants today. It's my Friday. I always like to do these lives on my Friday because it feels like I did something good, you know? I feel fulfilled at the end of the week. Let's see, this one I've showed you. This is a nice layout over here. We'll look at another Surveyor. Make sure I'm not getting any comments. Not that one. Not that one. There we go. I always say it, that's probably one of the hardest things of selling the RVs when you first start, is memorizing every single one. I remember when I first got on the lot and I started getting customers the first day and I didn't have them all memorized, I could tell they were really annoyed with me. I had them looking at every single unit. So if you do get a new sales guy, be a little easy on them, because memorizing over 200 units or more, it gets a little hectic. So this is a little bigger. Now we're on the Grand Surveyor. So you'll have Surveyor, you'll have the Camp Series, which is a little more basic. Then you'll have the Legend, and then the Grand Surveyor. I'd say the Legend and the Grand are very similar. So you're gonna get that 400 watts of solar. Usually you'll be able to see some sort of verbiage or sticker if it's extended season. So keep an eye out for that if that's important to you. This is 6,740 pounds and 31 feet 9 inches. Oh, I love this layout. I don't know why, I've been kind of forgetting to show this one. This one is awesome. The lives are a little harder because I can't do the widescreens, but you're getting a little better idea of the space. But here is your comfy theater seating right here. And as you can see, now we're moving up to a rack and pinion slide system. That's nice when they do the rack and pinion slide system, when it's heavier appliances on it. It's like a bigger slide. People get worried about Schwintek, but you really need to be only worried when they're putting like a lot of weight on the Schwintek. That's where you kind of see people writing on forums about Schwinteks like way back in the day. It's because they're putting like kitchens on Schwintek slides. So usually you won't see too many issues now, but you got your fireplace right there. I like the placement of all of this. Let me turn on the lights. And I always say it, I love Surveyor's lighting. It doesn't look tacky. I always say it, I think some of these RV companies, they put a little too much glitter. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. But look at that. Positioned perfectly in front of the TV. You got your U-shaped dinette back here. So if you want to sleep an occasional guest, you can. Lots of counter space throughout. This thing is nice. I haven't been in this one in a while. Look at all that counter space. So you even got your oven in here, your undermount sink. Let's see, you got an oven. Is this a this is just a standard microwave. Some of them will come with the air fryer, which is pretty cool. Big pantry. This layout gives you a little bit of everything. Really nice layout. Can a couple of adults be able to sleep on the dinette? If they're close enough, like if they're, you know, on those terms. But yeah, you could sleep 2 adults on this, easy. You can easily sleep 2 adults. If you want to see any of my videos, if you're new here, I am super in depth. I think I overdo it a little bit, but I measure literally everything in the trailer. So if this one does catch your eye, just go to my YouTube channel. I think I've done this layout and measured everything so you can see if it'll fit an adult. Dang, there's a lot of space in this thing. So then you come in here, you got your middle bathroom, which is nice. I like middle bathrooms. Some people don't. I like it because if you have guests or anything, you could, you know, shower and then you have your bedroom right there. You don't have to walk through the whole trailer. Yeah, we'll check out the weight. I always forget. Don't feel bad to remind me, guys, because I get a little sporadic. Damn, look at that. This is a nice layout. I have very similar ones to this too. that are a little bit shorter too. So if you like this layout and you want to see more like this, we could do that. See, I'm not mad at this blue lighting, but sometimes they do this blue lighting on all of like the accented lighting on the slide. I think it just looks goofy. See, I like that more. So at least they did both. I think I forgot, honestly. And then they do give you 2 doors. And the reason they do the 2 doors is when that slide out is in, you can still get to the bathroom. So that's usually why they'll do 2 doors. That way you can access the whole trailer. If you want to stop off at the Cracker Barrel, you need to take a nap, you can still get to the bedroom. And if you have an emergency, you need to get to the bathroom, you can still get in there. 2 air conditioners. Yep, 2 air conditioners in this. This one is going to be 61 down to 43. Dang, we have this discounted a lot. Is this a 25? This is a 26. This is fresh. We are pretty aggressive on our discounts, even if we just got it. We are next to a big corporate dealership, so that is what we got to do. We are a high volume dealership, so you call me, we'll take care of you. And those of you, I'm sorry if I repeat myself so much, but basically in New Mexico, there is a sunshine law. You can get our sales tax, which is 4% instead of, and without having a physical address here. So I've saved people thousands just on taxes. And then also when you register the unit, you can re-register it here every single year. And they go off of the weight, the dry weight. And most states go off of the sales price. The weight's gonna be a lot less. So for something like this, you might be spending like anywhere from 30 to 60 bucks a year to re-register it. So you're gonna save a lot on the taxes. You're also gonna save a lot on registering it years down the road. So keep that in mind. Might be worth driving out here, hang out. Let's see, you got an outdoor kitchen right here. Oh yeah, let's see the weight, I'm sorry. Yeah, I always say, even if the price is very, do you have something like that? Gray Wolf 229, by the way, we do follow your channel. I don't know what layout that is. If you describe it, I could show you something similar. But I appreciate you watching, subscribing. This is 6,740 pounds, 31 feet, 9 inches. Yeah, I always say, even if the price is very close in your state, why give the state money in taxes? You could make a trip out of it and spend some money on yourself. Come see me, get some green chili. That's a nice layout. I don't know why I haven't shown you guys that one. I haven't shown that on any of my lives. So I'm glad I showed you that one. So now we're looking at surveyors. And get a drink real quick. We can look at some Nobos now. Which, like I said, is going to be under that same umbrella as Surveyor, Nobo, Ibex, R-Pod. Now, Nobo has that crazy suspension, the Beast Mode, and I'll show you a layout that's actually similar to that one, but in a Nobo. So it's, like I said, there is no wrong trailer to buy. It's all how you're gonna use it. Like in these trailers, let me turn you around. With these trailers, some people want that off-road beast mode suspension, but I don't think it's for everyone. I think people get hung up on it because, you know, we tend to want more than we need. And I always give the analogy about like me being a runner my whole life and getting into hiking. I wouldn't go take my hiking boots on a marathon run, you know, and I also wouldn't take my road shoes. Let's see, bunkhouse with nice exterior kitchen, sleeps up to 9. I have something like that. Hello from Felon, California. Nice. I'll mail you some green chili. You buy a trailer, I'll mail you chili for the rest of your life. So, like I was saying, I wouldn't take my hiking boots to go run a marathon, and I also wouldn't take my running marathon shoes to go hiking. So that's the same instance in these trailers. You got to really think about how you're going to use it, because these you're not going to get as good fuel mileage. Might be a little more bouncy, a little louder, but also it's going to help. You know, you're not going to get punctures in your tires as much. So me personally, I like to go off the beaten path. So this would be perfect for me, but just keep in mind, you really got to think about what you're going to use it for. But look at that, no axle in the middle. It's got that independent suspension. It's got the nitrogen-filled shocks. And the cool thing about this setup is they do not want you putting a weight distribution hitch with this trailer as long as it has the beast mode. It has active load leveling, so it'll level itself how it's supposed to without a weight distribution hitch. I think that is probably the biggest plus out of everything, just because you're not gonna have to waste time with those big, heavy, you know, bulky bars and stuff. So this is gonna be a 20.7, very similar to the last layout I just showed you, but it doesn't have the U-shaped dinette. So this is gonna be 29 feet. So like I said, if you're wanting something a little smaller, a little shorter, under that 30-foot mark, this is it. 6,302 pounds. I do wish that they would put bigger, maybe bigger tanks in the Nobos. That's my only gripe. I think they're usually like around 30 gallons, but not a big deal. That's literally the only thing I could think of. So instead of the U-shaped dinette, you got the 4-seater dinette, which allows you to have more storage. So again, it's just about how you're gonna use it, if you're gonna need the storage. Basically floor to ceiling storage right here. What do you guys think of that green? People seem to like it a lot. And then turn you around nice and slow so I don't make you sick. Look how similar this layout is to the last one. And even the color schemes are a little bit similar, other than the green. You got your theater seating right here. You do lose the fireplace on this one, it looks like, but in place of it, you do get more storage. It's always a give and take with RVs. You gain one thing and lose another. You got your 32-inch smart TV. Those are 12 volts, so you can run them anytime without a generator. Looks like you don't get an oven on this one versus the Surveyor, so you get storage. I get a lot of people that don't use the oven, so they prefer the storage for pots and pans. And then you got your 3-burner cooktop. See how I said that right? I've been saying 3-top burner for like the whole time of doing these videos, and someone finally corrected me. You guys just kept me saying the wrong thing. I didn't even notice. So you got, in place of that oven, you do have an air fryer on this. So that's pretty cool. It's a convection air fryer, all that good stuff. So they do make I think I would prefer that maybe versus the oven, so that way you get the storage. And then you got the sink. Looks like this will be a 26 because I've told you guys, the 25s have those trays. And the waterfall spout was having recalls with leaks. So basically they got rid of that. I'm glad they rectified that and just made it simple again, even though I loved that sink, but that is why they got rid of it. If you're wondering why there's cups and stuff in here, it's not used. The owner of Albuquerque RV basically sets up every trailer. It's pretty cool. So pretty nice layout if you like that rugged look. Middle bathroom again. I do like that this one is under 30 feet versus the Surveyor, which is 32. So you should have no issues at the national parks. So with this unit, we jumped up from a Surveyor to a Nobo. So now you're going to get a lot of those great off-grid camping features. So this will have 400 watts of solar, and it'll have the 2,000 watt inverter, whereas the Surveyor is just prepped. So the nice thing about the inverter is a lot of your plugs are going to be able to work without being plugged into a generator or shore power. So that is a very nice option. This also will have those tank heaters as well. So it's got those 12-volt heat pads, all that good stuff. I believe this is a PVC roof as well, but lots of great storage. And you can turn that into a bed as well if you get an occasional guest. Pretty nice. So something like this, 2026, factory fresh. We're looking at 58 down to 42,995. Call me now. Nice layout right there. So you can order a no boundaries without the beast mode suspension. So that's always an option too. If you are someone that loves this like green look, the interior, all that stuff, you can order it with just the standard leaf spring axle, just like the Surveyor. And basically what you'll lose is that beast mode. You'll only get 200 watts of solar and an inverter prep. You'll also, your roof should be fully walk on no matter what. An extended you'll get a roof cover for your air vent and a filter. So that's basically what you get in the beast mode package. And then your C package, if you got it without the beast mode, you'd still get all of these great features. So if you don't need that crazy suspension, you're still gonna get really nice upgrades on this trailer. Again, this will also have that Asdel composite outer wall. That's pretty good. And it is prepped for the ladder. Boo! Give us a ladder. It's like a telescoping ladder that you could buy. It's pretty cool, but I wish they would just give you one from the factory. So let me know if you guys want to see anything. We're just going to keep cruising along and picking stuff out unless you guys want to pick something out. Maybe we'll go to a Flagstaff bunkhouse if that subscriber is still on here. Let's see. We also got a lot of fifth wheels. We got residential grade all the way down to like mid-level, fifth wheels, if that's what you like. We are right off the freeway and it is loud. Hopefully you can hear me. So we're working our way up from a Catalina to a Surveyor to a Nobo, and now we're getting to a Flagstaff, which in my opinion is my favorite. The quality, the build quality is amazing on these. They just like up their game a little bit on the interior. Small little things that I will discuss with you. Let's go find one. So when it goes to Flagstaff, you have some different sizes. It'll go Flagstaff E-Pro, it'll go Flagstaff Microlight, Superlight, and then the Classic. But like I always say in my videos, I like Flagstaff because it doesn't matter which one you go with. It's going to be a very high quality build no matter what. So here's a nice one right here. I'll turn you guys around. This will be 25 feet, 11 inches. And then after this, I'll show you a couples coach that's also 25 feet, 11 inches. All right. If this is your first live with me, let me know in the comments so I can continue to do these for you guys. Because some of you guys come on them every week and you're probably like, he's saying the same dang thing. I try to mix it up a little bit. All right, let me turn you around. Gimbal is doing whatever you want, whatever it wants. So what's cool about Flagstaff is if you still want a good suspension, but you don't need that crazy beast mode, this will still be an automotive grade independent suspension. So it's got a torsion axle. It's going to tow a lot better. It's going to help the frame of the trailer. You also get an outdoor kitchen on this unit. This is the only one of the few ones where you do get an outside kitchen. They do no longer give you the griddle on the Flagstaffs anymore. It's just prepped, which is unfortunate. Sorry guys, my gimbal is freaking out. All right, there we go. Now you're moving up to frameless windows right here. And first live here from Tennessee in the house. Awesome. Thank you for being on my first live. I will definitely continue to do these. So that composite material I showed you, that was called Azdel. They actually used to use Azdel, but I don't know the brand they use now, but apparently it adhered a little better. So Flagstaff uses that composite construction, and you can see how there's bubbling in the walls, mold in the wood. What's cool about Flagstaff is they actually double layer that composite material. They put it on the outside walls and they put it on the inside walls. So like on the Nobo and Surveyor, it was single layered. So this is a nice size as well. You got 25 feet, 11 inches, and then you got 5,588 pounds. Really great layout for the family. Now you're moving up to real wood cabinetry. It is not paper wrapped. You got solid surface countertops. It's not Formica. Very nice. You got your U-shaped dinette, and I love this U-shaped dinette because it actually moves. The table is standalone. So sometimes with those ones with the poles, it's hard for people that are maybe a little bigger, you know, you can't move the table around. So in this instance, it's nice. You can kind of push the table closer to the kids maybe if you are bigger. So I like the standalone table. This Murphy bed I like the most out of all brands. And the reason is the way they do this setup. There's a pros and cons to this. You do lose a little bit of pass-through storage, but the bed does not have seams on it. Another thing I like is this has the recliners on this one. And then if you guys leave a comment and I don't see it, just resend it because I'm doing this right now. But then all you do is bring this over, pull that lever, bring this down, and bam, you got yourself your sleeping arrangement. And the thing I like about this particular Murphy bed is there's no seam in the mattress. Like the other ones I showed you, they fold. Some people tend to not like that. But like I said, you do lose a little bit of pass-through storage, and I'll show that to you when we go outside. So then if it's raining out, the kids all want to come in, you just bring this up. Very simple. Roll this chair back, and then you got extra seating. Like I said, if I was looking at 25 feet or less, the Murphy bed is definitely what I'd go with. Now, when you get to the Flagstaff, you will get 200 watts of solar and an 1800 watt inverter, which I think is plenty for what you're using it for. It's obviously not going to run your AC or anything like that. Bunks are nice big double bunks. Look how thick the cushions are. Keep an eye out for that because some companies put like the thinnest bunk mattresses. So nice big double bunks. The other thing I love about Flagstaff is we talked about aluminum framing. I told you on Surveyor, the roof, the floor, the sidewalls, you know, front and back are all aluminum. Flagstaff goes even further with their aluminum framing. So they aluminum frame everything. It's kind of hard to tell, but see that aluminum framing in there? All aluminum framed on the dinettes. The bunk beds are aluminum framed. Everything is aluminum framed in this trailer, whereas pretty much majority of all the companies out there are going to wood frame that. So you got to imagine kids jumping up and down, putting stress on that bunk. What's going to hold up better, the aluminum or the wood? And same goes for the dinette. Everyone that goes to go put that shade down, what they do is they jab their knee right here, bam, and then they go to pull the shade down, and then they crack their dinette. So probably one of the biggest aspects of the construction with the Flagstaff is that they aluminum frame everything. Pretty good sized bathroom. You got about 16 inches from the toilet to the wall on this. I'm going to know every single measurement on trailers now because of the videos and measuring everything. The other day I had a customer and I was rattling off these measurements and he was looking at me like I was just BSing him. So nice bathroom. And this does have the shower miser. So once you get to the Flagstaff, this is that water system. So when you go to take a shower, usually that's where you waste the most water when you're dry camping, because you stick your hand out, you wait for the water to get hot, and it's all being wasted. With this, you'll flip this down. It'll circulate it through the lines. This will turn like a grayish color, which indicates it's hot. Then you flip it up, and then bam, you got nice hot water. Very nice feature for dry camping. And I wish they'd figure out a way to put that on like the sink. That would be really cool. You got your bath window in the bathroom. Pretty good sized bathroom. Porcelain throne. If you guys have seen my Flagstaff videos, I could go on and on and on about these trailers. These are nice. How much is this Flagstaff? Let's see what we got here. If you're new here too, I always talk about it. You'll see a big variation of pricing on the internet. Some dealerships will add prep and freight, some won't. Some will hide it in the price so you don't know what you're paying for. So always call around and say, what is your out the door price, and tell them you want a buyer's order. Don't let them text you the price, because I get that all the time from a dealership. I won't say their name. But original price $54,947 down to $41,995. So the pricings are very comparable to Surveyors, but basically you're going to get a shorter trailer, but the construction is just going to be a little bit better. You even have vaulted ceilings in the Flagstaffs. The other thing that you'll notice in Flagstaffs that I really like is it doesn't matter when we get it. The day we get it, you're going to come into it and you're going to think that the technicians in the dealerships already went through it to make it show ready. You're not going to see, you know, putty covering staples and stuff. You'll see that on so many trailers. And the other thing that's cool is they use tracks. It's like a T-track. They put each panel, if you notice, see how there's these roof panels? They slide them into place. So these roofs are like bulletproof. You're not going to have trim hanging from the wall. When you go out to dealerships, go and try to find some trim hanging off the wall. I guarantee you'll find some trailers out there that will have trim hanging. You're not going to have that issue because they slide them into place. Very nice. So that'll be your Flagstaff. We'll look at a couples coach for you guys. That's a Flagstaff as well. You got your rack and pinion slide system, so there is no step up into that dinette. If I was buying a trailer, I'd go with Flagstaff. I'm super biased. Maybe we could keep growing this channel, and then Flagstaff will let me go to the factory. That would be so cool. They might actually do that someday. That would be awesome. I mean, it would only help them, right? Can the bunk bed space become an office? I have had people that removed the bunks. That is very easy. I did it for a customer the other day. We removed all like the top bunk because they wanted their mother to be a little more comfortable. But like if we open this, one sec, let me turn you around. All right. So on this particular bunk, it does fold up. So you have all this as storage. The only way you're not going to be able to turn this into an office is if it has an outdoor kitchen. See, there's that aluminum framing I was telling you about, just to show you I know what I'm talking about. So you won't be able to turn this one into an office because it has that kitchen I showed you. So if you do want to go that route, just make sure it doesn't have, you know, like water heaters or anything right there. Make sure it's just like an open area, and you can easily do it. Let's see. In the RV industry, I have some idea. I think it could be done. It could be done, I promise. I was just about to say, in the RV industry, there isn't problems, there's only solutions. So if you get a sales guy that says they can't do it, they're probably a little green, because I can tell you so many situations I've gone through to make it work for the customer. Let's see what we got. We'll look at a Flagstaff. I have the 25 MBR, and I was so excited to show it to you guys, but it's parked in the duplicate section, so that's a bummer. This layout is one of my favorites. Actually, let's show you this new one I did recently. I think 25 feet 11 inches is just a perfect length, especially for a couples coach. I could see maybe not for bunks if you want a little more space. All right, let's put that in there. All right, it feels so good out here. Those of you that started with my lives 12 weeks ago, remember how much I was just dying of sweat? I feel good now, it's so much better. We're in the high country. All right, let me turn you around. So, nice big window in here for this couples coach. I love the frameless windows because there's no gasket. So you're not gonna have black streaks running down over the time of owning it. And then also like the gasket, you're not gonna have to worry about replacing it. Everything will be the same. Still the torsion axle, double layered composite walls. This is gonna be the 25 FBD. I'm drawing a blank. Oh yeah, this layout's nice. I'll show you when that's, oh no, we sold it. So this is gonna be 25 feet, 9 inches. It is snowing. Where are you at? It's snowing? I snowboard, so I love when I hear snow, it's snowing. 25 feet, 9 inches, 5,898 pounds. I love snow. I went to college in Gunnison, Colorado, ran track and cross country out there. The snow is unreal. Like, it looks fake. It's like you're driving through big canyons or big piles of snow. It's so weird. Look at this layout. Dang, this is nice. And I could show you a Catalina that's very similar to this. So anytime you're really conscious about that budget and you fall in love with the layout and it's like a higher premium, Illinois, oh yeah, it gets cold out there. But anytime you find a layout that you like and maybe it's more of a premium trailer like this, just keep looking, because sometimes you could find maybe more like an entry-level trailer that will fit more in your budget with the same layout. Really like this layout. The only thing that I wish they would have done on this, which isn't a super crazy big deal, is they could have easily have done a true 60 by 80 queen. It's going to be an RV queen. So I'm not sure why they did that, but don't be too concerned out there. I always bring it up like it's a big deal. You can go to a mattress store and they make customized RV queens, or you could just, there's RV companies that make mattresses too. So you got two slide outs, one here, and you got one right there. This is going to be your wardrobe, which, like I said, when it's smaller, it'll be I think the Schwintek. And then you got your shelves right here that you can remove. Pretty nice. Hanging wardrobe. Love the placement of the couch and the TV. Look at this. This is literally a whole hotel room on wheels. Like I say, without the bed bugs. Straight on with the TV. That TV will go down. So like I showed you outside, it has that massive window. So when you're just wanting to kick back and see the view, put that TV down and you got a huge view out. How awesome is that? On the campsite, that's the biggest TV I've seen in a microlight. 50-inch smart TV with all the apps. You got your 4-seater dinette, and there is no pole in the middle. So you're not going to be kicking those poles that are usually both right there. Like I said, solid surface countertops. All of your appliances in Flagstaff are really good name brand appliances. You got Magic Chef for your fridge. You got Magic Chef down here for your oven. And even your microwave is going to be Magic Chef. So all name brand appliances. You even got the soft close cabinetry. Look at that. Woo! Pretty good sized bathroom. You got your race car underglow on the sink right there. Of course, you got the porcelain throne. If you like this layout, we'll go back to the model number and you can see my in-depth tour with all of the measurements and stuff like that. You got the big fart fan, baby. Woo! Look at those blades. Sometimes they're like real small. Shower has a solid enclosure, so there is no shower curtain or anything that's going to stick to you. Yeah, this is a great layout. Pretty nice. We'll look at a 25 SRK after this. Again, if you're on here and you want to see anything different, like bunks, fifth wheels, residential grade, let me know and we'll go look. Pretty good size counter space right there in the bathroom. Overall, really nice layout. 2 air conditioners. Man, you're going to freeze in this thing. Usually 1 AC is almost enough. I'd rather have 2, but without the dividing wall, if you're getting a trailer and you're in a hot state like New Mexico, make sure it has the 2 air conditioners if it has a dividing wall, like a separate room. Because in the summertime, when I do these tours and it has 1 AC, I can usually only get it down to like 75 degrees. So if you run hot like me, you're going to want that second AC when you're out in hot areas. So this is another instance of that 6-side aluminum framing. See how that's all wood? Or not wood, aluminum. So most companies will be wood. And I could show you one in a bit, how it's wood when you lift the bed. So always when you're looking out, just go ahead and lift the beds and you'll know that, you know, they aluminum frame everything. Very nice unit. I love that. That is great. So if you've noticed, there's a lot of hype with the tankless water heaters. I'm not too into the tankless water heaters. There is some that I'm okay with, like on the Catalinas. The reason why, so if I turn you around, you're thinking, well, this is a premium trailer. Why is it a normal tank heater, you know, with a tank? I promise you, Flagstaff would give you the tankless if they thought it was better for you. Tankless water heaters aren't going to be very good for off-grid camping, boondocking. Also, if you're you're camping in cold weather, these will not give you a hot shower. You're going to get a lukewarm shower. And the other thing is tankless water heaters tend to not do good at high altitude. And I mean, where are you going to be camping? Probably going to be in the mountains. And us being in New Mexico, we are at a higher altitude. So that tends to be why I'm not too much of a fan of tankless water heaters, but there is ones that are good out there. Like on our Catalinas, if we went to go look at one, there'll be a little button that says altitude adjustment. So the tankless water heaters in Catalinas, they actually, you can adjust it up to 10,000 feet, which I doubt I'd see anyone dragging their trailer up 10,000 feet. So just keep that in mind, something to consider. That's why I come on these lives, to hopefully kind of shed some light on these differences. Let's look at a 25 SRK, and then I'll show you a Surveyor floor plan that is very similar. 25 SRK is one of my favorite layouts because I think it's just, well, actually, that one I just showed you might be a little better than the 25 SRK. Because I kind of like the open floor concept. A little more open, especially if it's a couples coach, you know? I mean, hopefully you're close enough to not care. I don't care what I look like when I'm sleeping and drooling everywhere. You can put a curtain up, I suppose. All right, plug that in real quick. The ladies are getting a workout in and walking back and forth. Our dealership is a 1/4 mile long, so they walk like 10 miles every day. It's crazy. Stay in shape. So, 25 SRK. Love this layout. Again, 25 feet, 10 inches. If you're ever looking at a microlight, they're all going to be 25 feet, 10 inches, 25 feet, 11 inches, or 25 feet, 9 inches. So it's basically you're just getting a bigger trailer when you go up to the super light. You do get auto level on the super lights. So 25 SRK, love this layout. Nice and cozy. It's going to be 5,909 pounds, 25 feet, 10 inches. We got 30 people on here. Woo! That's cool. All right, let's keep growing. Okay. So this will have the dividing wall. So if you do want that separated room, look at this layout. It's just perfect. Gives you a little bit of everything. I don't know, what would you guys prefer, the middle bathroom or the back bathroom? Kind of like the middle bathroom, so that way, like I said, if you have guests, you can have a little privacy if you want to go shower right away. Also, what's nice is if you have a lot of guests staying up late, you'll have 2 walls to kind of muffle that sound. So look at that. Nice rear kitchen. Rear kitchens are also nice because when you go to load the fridge, you cook anything, you can get in and out nice and easy. These are going to be 12-volt fridges as well. And if you notice, that's right, you can open it both ways. It works good in this instance because if you're outside, you just want to grab a drink or something, you can open it without coming in all the way. So solid surface countertops. The only thing I would say is that the counter space is a little limited. It's tough for me because I feel like I could live with it, but you're a little limited because if you're using the stove and the sink, you only have that. Whereas if you're not using anything, you have all of this as counter space. Pretty decent storage as well. You got a pantry right there, your theater seating. I'll remember to show you the pricing too, I keep forgetting. Laminated all your slide walls, the roof, the side walls. I can't remember exactly, but they still use wood decking on the flooring of the Flagstaffs, and I'm gonna probably mess this up, but usually when laminated floors, they tend to get soft spots because over time of walking on them, they start to crack and you'll get soft spots. So the wood decking flooring is gonna be a lot better. So if you notice, like on this, it won't say the floor when it's laminated, it's just the walls, ceiling, and slide outs. That's what you want if you're concerned about potential soft spots. The wood flooring underneath this is gonna be a little more superior. Like these roofs are solid. So keep that in mind. This will have the 2 air conditioners. Like I said, that nice middle bathroom. When you're out looking at trailers online too, there's a lot of companies that, you know, are closer to the manufacturer. You got to be very careful when you're looking at those, especially if the price is, you know, too good to be true. They order stripped down versions of all of these trailers. So they get them super cheap, and then you get excited and you go and get it, and all the things I'm talking about are not in it. So just always ask for, hopefully you get a good sales guy that will tell you what it has. Just keep an eye out for that because we order them with literally everything. There's only one thing we don't add, and I'll show you when we go outside. So north-south bed, lots of storage up above. And again, you got that 2 air conditioners. This will be a slide out as well for the wardrobe. So it makes it a little deeper, which I like. It'll come right to the bed. And again, they give you the 2 doors. That way you can still access the entire trailer. So I always get people that are like, that's weird. Why do they do 2 doors? Usually when I explain that, it makes a little more sense. Which one do you guys like more? This one or the last one? That's a tough. I think I do like the other one a little more. So that is something to consider if you're out looking at RVs. Do you want an open floor plan? Do you want a dividing wall? Do you want leaf spring axles? Do you want automotive grade independent suspension? Do you want real wood cabinetry? It's just a lot of little details. Like I said, if you call the dealership and ask for me, I'll give you my cell phone number. I'm happy to help. You could have my number and be like, what do you think of this? No problems at all. So that'll be the 25 SRK. The nice thing I like about these tank heaters on this trailer, so you can see the button right there, or no, right there. These tank heaters are smart tank heaters. So a little bit step above the other tank heaters I was showing you, they go on automatically and off automatically. So all you have to do, let's say you're driving and it's not cold, but you are going into a cold state, you just flip it on before you leave, and then it'll kick on when it needs to, and your tanks won't freeze. So the one thing we do not add on our trailers that you can get on these is the slide toppers. So slide toppers is like a little miniature awning that they put on the top of the slide. Very nice option to have. The reason we don't put them on there is because it gets pretty windy up here and we don't want them to tear. So usually we add them after the fact, but the slide toppers are nice because there's a little awning on top of the slide. And when you go to put the slide in, all of this debris or anything that's on top of it is just gonna flow off. And I had a time when it snowed super bad here and there was a bunch of snow on the slide, and I brought it in and all that snow came in with it, with the slide out. So that is definitely something to consider, is the slide toppers. That's mainly the only thing we don't add from the factory. Let me show you a layout that's very similar to this, but in a Surveyor. So I hope I'm proving my point that you can find a layout that you like, that's potentially like a premium trailer, but in your price point. You just maybe got to lose a couple things. Oh, get my energy up. All right, let's go check. Oh, whoops. I think we're good. Oh, we're good. Whew, scared me. All right, let's turn around to a 25 SRK model, like kind of like the Flagstaff I just showed you. This is a nice layout if you just want it a little bit bigger. Okay. Let's put that in there. Okay. Oh, I missed a comment. Re-comment, I'm sorry. So this will be a Surveyor, very similar to the Flagstaff I showed you. Turn you around real quick. Price for that last one. Oh, okay, we'll run over there. There's a fair chance we'll be back to Albuquerque next year. We'll drop by. Yeah, come by. Even if you're not buying, come hang out. I'll show you some trailers. We'll go back and look at the price on that one. So this is going to be 6,000 pounds, 30 feet. So it's going to be 5 feet bigger, and you're going to see why I like this layout so much. Because my only gripe with the last trailer was the counter space. So see how this is very similar to the last layout. But look at how much that 5 feet helps you. You get bar table with bar stools, and then bam, look at all of that counter space. So it's pretty nice, huh? So if you go 5 feet bigger, you can get all this counter space. We'll go back to see the price because this will be a good way to show you the different price ranges in the Surveyor and Flagstaff. So lots of counter space. You got lots of cabinetry. And then what else is cool is you were able to gain a big pantry as well. This is a nice layout. I'm showing you guys some good stuff today. Floor to ceiling storage for the pantry. Yeah. I put Surveyor's interior up against Flagstaff all day long. I kind of like the interior of Surveyor's. You got your theater scene. We live in Colorado and we're coming down to see you. Hey, woo! That is awesome. Come anytime. That'll be fun. We got our 4-seater dinette. I don't know if you were on, but I used to live in Gunnison, Colorado, where it gets cold. When I ran cross country there and track, we didn't have an indoor track, so it didn't matter if it was negative 20 degrees, we had to go out and run. And every Sunday was like about a 20-mile run. It was brutal. It makes you tough. Makes you tough. Now I come down here and now I'm not tough because the heat kills me. I went to college out in Western State. So fun. I would just go fishing. The river was like right in my backyard. So once I was able to get into the RV industry, it was so easy for me to be excited about it because I love the outdoors. I love to hike. I love to run. On my days off, that's all I do is I go out and basically spend the whole day out in the mountains running, take some snacks and just see how many miles I could put in. But look at this layout, really nice. That's weird. It doesn't look set up. It's just set there. But the 2 doors, very similar to the 25 SRK. And like I said, we'll look at the price. I guarantee you what you're going to get, it's probably going to be around the same price, but you're going to gain the 5 feet. So like I was telling you, you got to weigh out your options. Do you want a little better finishing in the interior, or do you want a longer trailer? But I mean, you can't go wrong with the Surveyor. Oh, let me show you this too. So remember when we looked at the underneath the bed on a Flagstaff? If we lift this, look, see that? See how it's just wood? These are the little things a lot of people miss. Is it's a lot thrown at you when you're out at the dealership. This is all wood. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. Most companies do this, but you know, if you are bigger and you go to sit on this or anything, you just got to be mindful of it. Whereas the Flagstaff is going to be all aluminum. Like even if we come over here, oh, you can't get to it, but you could see it's all wood framed under here. So that's a big difference from the Surveyor to the Flagstaff. The other difference from a Surveyor to a Flagstaff, you're not going to get those vaulted ceilings that are rounded. You're also not going to get the automotive grade independent suspension. You're going to get leaf spring on this. Your countertops are a different type of material, whereas on the Flagstaff, you're going to get solid surface countertops. The cabinetry, looks like it has some sort of wrap on it, but that's normal with most trailers. Don't think that any of these are wrong. It's just I'm pointing these out so that way when you're out looking, you know what to look for. So Flagstaff, you're gonna get those solid surface countertops. Another thing Flagstaff does is a lot of things you can't see. So like, for instance, on these trailers, I would assume they use aluminum, a sheet of aluminum to hang their cabinetry. With Flagstaff, they use galvanized steel behind the cabinetry to actually hang it. You are not gonna have cabinetry hanging off the wall in a Flagstaff. I haven't seen it on a Surveyor either, but just something to think about. So, pretty nice layout. This one is going to be 52,906 down to 41,995. And you're looking at 6,000 pounds. Let's go see what the Flagstaff is. Keep that in mind, 41,995. 41,995. I have a squirrel brain. I forget things really quick. Let's go see what this Surveyor is. Man, I drove off with the plug-in. We just put a new one too. It looks like it's okay. So we'll go to a Surveyor or a Flagstaff Microlight and see the price. So that was 30 feet, or what did I say? 30? See, I told you, I'm already forgetting. That was 30 feet, yeah. This is gonna be 25 feet. Let's see what the price is on this. Both 2026 models. So 52 down to 44,995. So it's a little bit more. The quality might be a little bit better. It's just up to what you want. Do you want a longer trailer, or do you want a shorter one with maybe those small little details of construction that I'm explaining about? There's so many small things that I could show you. Like even these steps, there's a gas strut on them. And look at this. One finger, that's how strong I am. So they actually have a gas strut that hold them in, so you're not gonna drop them on the dog or the grandchild. That is 60 pounds of metal, and I actually had a rep that chipped his tooth when he pulled the steps out. So little things that I like to show you. Pretty good storage under here too. Dang, there's your bunk room. Just throw a pad in here. Someone could sleep here. It's the drunk tank. Throw some food in there. So it's 44,995, 41,995. So very close. Just gotta, hopefully the sales guy that you work with, if it's not me, knows the differences, because there is a lot of differences. So like on this step, like I showed you, see how that one doesn't have the gas strut? They just fall down. Little things that these companies do. Also, you get the shower miser in the Flagstaff, whereas a Surveyor you don't. The smart tank heaters, whereas on the Surveyor they're not smart. Looks like you get 30-pound propane tanks on the Flagstaff Microlight as well. So let me show you a small Flagstaff E-Pro. So we'll actually come to the end and I'm going to show you the different levels of these real quick. So right here, you got Flagstaff Classic, then you got Flagstaff Superlight. The main difference on the Classic is you get higher interior ceilings, like I think they're 82 inches tall. You also get, that's pretty much, oh, an awning cover. So there's a shield around your awning to protect it. The Superlights, you don't get that. Now the Superlights are gonna give you, it's time for the Forest River fly you out. That's what I'm saying. We need to have a petition. I wanna go there so bad. But yeah, the main difference is mainly the awning cover and the higher ceilings. And now if we go down, so now we saw the Superlights, then you go to the Microlights, which I just showed you. And the Microlights, the only difference from the Microlights to the Superlight is going to be that you get auto level on the Superlight, whereas on the Microlight you don't. That is the only difference. Now, if we come down to an E-Pro, I'll explain the difference. So you're still gonna get the torsion axle, you're still getting all that 6-side aluminum framing, you're getting the double composite walls, real wood cabinetry. It doesn't matter which one you go with. That's why I love Flagstaff so much, because it doesn't matter which brand you go with, you're gonna get a good quality trailer. It's not like Grand Design where they have a Transcend, which is more entry level. So now we're at the Flagstaff E-Pro. The only difference from a Flagstaff Microlight to an E-Pro, On the ePro, the underbelly is not enclosed, but you're still getting 12-volt heat pads. So you can use this in the wintertime still. The other difference is from the Microlite to the ePro is you got 7.5-foot wide box. The ePro or the Microlite, you have 8-foot wide box. And so basically your interior height will be a little higher on the Microlite as well. So it doesn't matter which one you go with. These are just going to be a little smaller and compact, but you're still getting the good quality construction. I always stress that to people when we're looking at the ePros. But I just kind of stuck my foot in my mouth because they did come out with a trailer that's a little affordable in the ePros, and I'll show you guys one. It's really cool. So I am a fan of the ePros. My idea of a dream setup, it would be a Tacoma, and an ePro. That is a dream setup right there. If I had to pick, and if I had the choice of a Nobo or an ePro, I would still go with the ePro. I love the brand. My last manager, GM, she owned like 3 of them. So most people, when they buy a Flagstaff, they stick with it. So if we look underneath, see how your tanks, it's not enclosed. There is those heat pads, so you can use this in the wintertime. I guess that's a difference too. It doesn't have that gas strut on these, but it's because they're so small. So again, 7.5 feet wide. This is going to be 20 feet, 8 inches and 3,800 pounds. The theater seating, the first Flagstaff ePro that has theater seating. How cool is that? Just a nice little cozy trailer to get out in the woods. Flagstaff figured people, just because they're looking at something small, does not mean that they want something cheap. That is what Flagstaff has considered with this ePro lineup. You got your TV straight on. Oh, the other difference from the Microlite to the ePro is your air conditioner is going to be a 13,500 BTU air conditioner, where the Microlite will be 15,000. Not a big deal because this is a small trailer. Also, in the ePros, they're not ducted. So that would be another difference. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of differences. Oh, dang. Now I am pointing out a lot of differences now that I'm looking at it. Sorry, guys. Your countertops are not the solid surface. So that would be another difference. But nothing really, you still got your solid wood cabinetry. You're still going to have those T-tracks in the wood where it slides in. Good quality. You're not going to have trim falling off. Everything is still aluminum framed. This does have one slide out. And I love this layout so much because when the slide is in, you can access the entire trailer. And they gave you a pocket door. So you're not going to be wasting any space. If someone needs to go to the bathroom, you're not going to have to tell them to move if they're in the kitchen. But see how this is a little bit tighter. I think it's about 18 inches. Let's see. About 18-inch step up into the tub. At first, I was like, I don't know why they do tubs. It's so weird. And someone said, I wash my clothes in it. And I'm like, that's not a bad idea, actually. But see how this is a little tighter. If this is too tight for you, then that's when you want to go to a Microlite. So see how much, like I'm fine in it, but obviously I'm not massive or buff or tall. So see the shower head? That is the only thing with the Microlites. You do get a 60 by 80 true queen on this. I love the bed in the front because it has all the windows wrapped around it. You're just kicking back out in the woods, have both those windows open, get a nice cross breeze going. Out in the redwoods, man, that would be the dream, huh? Pretty nice. Still getting your Magic Chef appliances for your fridge. Your fridge will be a little smaller. I think it's an 8 cubic foot instead of a 10 cubic foot. So that's a little bit of a difference, but some of the ePros, they will give you a 10 cubic foot fridge. This is very impressive. I never get to talk about this on my tours. This Flagstaff is one of the only companies to do this. So there's 2 employees at Flagstaff. Their jobs are to only build these books for people that buy. Most companies, when you go out and buy a trailer, they're going to give you a little barcode to scan, and you get a very generic like owner's manual. These 2 employees, year-round, spend time building these books for you, and they are all VIN specific to this exact unit. You tell me a company that's out there doing that. They even have all the serial numbers ready to go for you. If you ever need anything done, warranty work or anything. Look at that. You got all the serial numbers in here. It's just really cool. Lots of little details that Flagstaff does that I could go on about and why you should buy one. They even give you, look at that, all of this. Every little piece and part is in this. So I just want to show you guys that because I can never show that to you because my tours are too long. So you get your owner's manual. You're not always going to be able to get on the internet. So I'll turn you around real quick. What do you guys think of that layout? Any questions? Any questions? Anything you want to see? If not, I'm going to show you a new ePro that they came out with this year. Oh, okay. So, like I was super impressive. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Little things that a lot of companies don't do. No company is going to give you an owner's manual like that right off the lot. We got the 20 FBS. You even have those cool things, the destination trailers. Those are cool. With how housing is nowadays, it's really tough. Let's go say hi to this gremlin. She always wants to be on camera real quick. Say hi, Kylie. She just got new glasses. She's gonna see herself on the YouTube. She's gonna be so excited. So if we come over here, Flagstaff has designed a trailer. So I showed you a Catalina, which is stick and tin and wood frame. Catalina, or Flagstaff decided to come out with a trailer that is affordable, but you still want that good quality construction, but you don't need all the bells and whistles. It's very cool. So Flagstaff ePro. The cool thing about this ePro is they kind of stripped some stuff down if you still want the good quality construction. So like the tongue jack looks like it's not electric, easily can be re-added. You get one propane tank, but this is what's cool about this trailer is that if you want something that's, you know, affordable, but you want it to last, this is what you want because you're still getting that 6-side aluminum framing, all of that. You're still getting the composite walls that I was talking to you about. This is the LE version of trailers. You're just not getting the torsion axle, so it's leaf spring. It looks like the windows aren't frameless, but you're still getting that solid construction. So I'm very happy that they finally came out with one of these. And I don't know if I have the price yet of these, but I think, let's see, is the wood cabinetry is a little different. I think what you're mainly paying for is that 6-side aluminum framing, the composite outer walls, TPO commercial grade rubber. So this is gonna beat a Coleman lantern all day long, especially when I show you the price. Like you're telling, I would spend, you know, a little bit more to get a much better built quality trailer. If this is still too much, they do make, I have a, you know, a Catalina that might be, you know, $3 less. But if I had to spend an extra $3 to get a little better build, this is the way to go for sure. Your porcelain toilet, it's still porcelain, not plastic. There's that composite wall I was showing you. Looks like you don't get the shower miser. That's one thing that's different. But a nice family travel trailer that people can come by and know it's going to be built well, but they're not breaking the bank. You know, they still want to be just weekend warriors, but they don't want their trailer to fall apart. Let's see. Yeah, see, look, all aluminum framed in the dinette. That's so cool. So this is going to be $22 and $18,995. So that is awesome for an ePro. If I should have showed you the price on the other one, maybe we'll walk over there. So if you're looking for, I hope they start to make these in couples coaches for people because it's a nice affordable way to get in a good quality trailer without breaking the bank. We'll go back to the ePro real quick so I can show you the price of that. Again, we have a full service shop. You need a hitch, you need a brake controller. We do all of that here. And again, you'll save on taxes. You will get our sales tax. New Mexico has a sunshine law, so you can get our sales tax, which is 4%, without having a physical address here. So a lot of places, they have city and county multipliers. And like in Arizona, I always mention this, they have an average tax of 8.9%, and it goes all the way up to 11.9%. So we're one state over, and I could save you thousands. Also, to register a unit, you can re-register it every year. For a Flagstaff Microlight, you might spend 25 bucks a year to re-register it. So I could save you a lot of money years down the road and on the initial purchase. So let's see what this Flagstaff E-Pro is priced at. I forgot to show that to you guys. So this is 36 down to 31,995, and that one I just showed you was 18,995. So that's what I was trying to stress, is that it's cool that they're giving you the option to get a good quality trailer and not break the bank. What is the amperage ratings for the Flagstaff Microlight? What type of power cord do they use? So anytime it has 2 air conditioners like that SRK I showed you, it's going to be 50 amp. All of your E-Pros are going to be 30 amp because they only have the 1 air conditioner. Your plug will be on the side right here, and then they give you a power cord. Let's see if it's in here. So that is the power cord in the bag. So that's what it looks like. Right there. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's a nice coiled up plug, and then your 30 amp plug will be right here. If you're ever out looking at trailers, there will be an indication, like a sticker. See how it'll say 30 amp? So that's how you'll find out. But usually if it has 2, 3 air conditioners, it will be a 50 amp plug. We'll go take a look at one fifth wheel. And if you guys have any questions, now is the time, or forever hold your peace until next Sunday. 12 weeks of doing this. I remember the first day I did it, I was like so nervous, and now I kind of look forward to it. And I get to know some of you guys. Pretty cool. Usually you'll need a weight distribution hitch too, depending on the size of unit. And like the wheelbase, sometimes like Jeeps, they have a really small, like tight wheelbase, so they'll need a weight distribution hitch. But basically you'll always want a sway bar in case it's windy. That'll keep the trailer from moving around. And then you'll need like those 2 big bars that will lift the weight of the trailer and just kind of level it out so your truck isn't like this. It'll also help with traction. So once you lift, get that weight distribution, it'll level it out like this. So that's the kind of setup. You also need a brake controller. So you'll get a little thing in your tow vehicle, and when you hit your brakes, it'll hit the brakes on the trailer. So all of them will have electric brakes. Basically, you need it by law now in order to take it off of the lot, even if it's a pop-up. So let me know if you want to see anything else. We are going to go into this one real quick. Just let me know. It's probably dark where some of you guys are at. Check out this crazy thing. This one is going to be nuts. All right. Just know I do have fifth wheels. I don't know what I did, but it seems like I got all people hungry for tow behinds that are small. That's all right. That's kind of what we cater to, is the smaller tow behind. So that's probably why I have more of that audience. So this layout is crazy cool. 360 MYR. Can you order a Rockwood Mini Light 20? I have that layout right now. I just got it in, but I was going to show it to you, but it's tucked away. It's fresh. We got it about 3 days ago. We have the Flagstaff 25 MBR. So if you're not familiar with Flagstaff and Rockwood, they are the same exact brand. Hey, thanks for coming, Mike. Appreciate it. They are the same exact brand. Thank you. I think your name's Taylor. Appreciate you coming on the live. So if you want a Flagstaff or, you know, a Rockwood, they're just going to be the same. I used to actually sell Rockwood, and then I came here to sell Flagstaff. So basically the only difference is going to be the decals. The decals will be different. Let's see. Any other questions out there? Any other questions? Also, there is a link down below in the description. If I've deserved it, if you could please leave a 5-star. If it's a 1-star, don't leave nothing. Leave a 5-star review for the dealership. You could either type in Albuquerque RV and do it that way, or there'll be a link down below. You have no idea how much that helps me. We are right next to 2 corporate dealerships, so if you got any benefit out of my videos, it goes a long way. There we go. All right, let's check this bad boy out. Dang. My battery's running low, but look at this. This is an impression. It's going to be 42 feet, 11 inches, and 12,000 pounds. So this is a big one. Probably not what most of you guys are looking for, but how cool is this? You got your recliners. Feel free to keep asking questions. If you want to see anything else after this, this will be the last one I'm going to show. But if you want to see anything, just let me know, and I'm happy to show you some more trailers. But this is a really cool layout. I like the light fixture up top. Doesn't that look good? And the price on these are very affordable. 16 cubic foot refrigerator. You got your big flat screen TV. You got the hidden storage back there. Very nice. Also has washer and dryer already in it. And it's like a real washer and dryer. It's actually, there's a vent that goes outside. So you have a nice little laundry room. Thank you, David, for coming. I appreciate it. Siri, I think I said your name right. Look at that. Yeah, if you're new here, I go live every Sunday. Did you do a no-bow today? Sorry, late. I did do some no-bows, but if you want to see anything, let me know. They're right across from me. I really appreciate all you guys coming on. You're keeping this channel going, especially the Sunday lives. Thank you. Again, if you think I deserve it, there'll be a link down below to leave a review. If you've gotten any benefit out of my videos, it goes a long way. Type in Albuquerque RV. That is the local dealership we are at. Dual sinks. This is a bathroom. Dang. Look at that. And when I show you the price of this thing, it's impressive. You even have a little area to do the makeup. Sweet, huh? Really cool layouts. I love when the bathroom is in the front. Just makes it like feel like a home. It's crazy. I could live in this. This is nicer than my last apartment. That's not hard either. Whoa, that's cool. That's sweet. I did not know it did that. That is nice. It's got a Versa bed, so the bed tilts up. 24-foot no-bow if you have time. You look in couples coach or bunk beds? This is nice, huh? We'll do some no-bows real quick since you got on here late. I like when you guys engage. I'm happy to show you whatever you want, but look at the price of this. 2026 factory fresh, 108 down to 69.95. Look at how aggressive our discounts is. That's almost 40,000 pounds or $40,000 off. This is a 25. I'm sorry. That's probably why it's discounted so much, because we are already getting 26 models. Go look at some no-bows real quick. 24-foot couples coaches for no-bow with the beast mode suspension, baby. Yeah, that thing is nice. If you've made it this long, I appreciate you guys. It's a lot of fun to hang out. Let's look at a couple no-bows real quick. Sundays are perfect to do this. When I first started it, I just did it on a Sunday because I had the guts to actually get on. And it worked out good because most of you guys are just relaxing at home and it's not as busy on Sundays. So, are you open to shorter than 24 feet too? Because I have 21 feet 8 inches. This one right here will be 24 feet also. Any of you guys new to the live, let me know, because I like to get that feedback, because that's what makes me come on each week, because I do repeat myself. Some people come on every week. I don't know. I feel like I'd get annoyed with me. If you're new here, let me know. All right. Man, I'm getting too close to the screen. You can see my boogers. Don't make fun of me. Wisconsin, if you go to Indiana, let us know. Yeah, if I'm ever out there, I'll let you know. Hit that subscribe button. Like I said, if you call the dealership, I will give you my cell phone number if you ever need help with anything, even if you don't buy from me, not a problem. You weren't on when I first started showing no-bows, but what I was saying is what's cool about this beast mode suspension is the factory does not want you using a weight distribution hitch on any of them, because this has active load leveling. because of the beast mode suspension. So how cool is that, that you don't need to mess around with those big bulky bars? You still want a sway bar, but you don't need those big bars. So no weight distribution hitch makes it super easy. This is going to be a 19.4, more of an open floor concept. This is 24 feet 2 inches total. That includes the front. 4,415 pounds. Ooh, the lights are looking good. Now let's get it. The sun's going down a little bit. Look at this. Nice little layout. This is a great floor plan. This is a 2025. Looks like you got a Schwintek slide right there. This is a really long sofa, so you can sleep an adult there. That one folds flat. Most of your Nobos are going to have 60 by 80 queens. So it's a true queen. You can go out and get yourself a residential mattress. Decent amount of counter space, not a ton. 32-inch smart TV. If you like any of these, my normal tours are super in depth too, so just check those out because that'll help. You got your green. I literally measure every single cabinet. It's overkill. I think I need to stop doing that. So pretty good sized bathroom. What is the ball hitch size for most of the travel trailers? They are going to be 2 5/16, David. If it's a pop-up, it'll be a 2-inch. Pretty much all of them will be 2 5/16. That's a nice storage area right there. I did a tour recently on a 24-foot Nobo that was really nice. It has the Murphy bed. It's a 19.2. If you want to see that one, I can show it to you too. That's a very popular floor plan. Let's see what else we got down here. All right. Makes my day go by fast too doing this. A lot of fun. That's a bunkhouse. That's a front kitchen. That's 25 feet. I have one more down here I could show you. Have a 24 weight, not sure about. Usually Tacomas, depending on the year, they're around 6,500 pounds. You always want to tow. You do not want to tow at your max for many reasons. Your transmission. Also, you don't want to do it, you know, when you're going up a mountain. You're going to be white knuckling going down the mountain too. So usually Tacomas tow about 6,500. If you go off of the GVWR, you're going to knock out a ton of trailers. I don't like to go off GVWR because most people do not put the amount of cargo that these things can hold. Some of them hold up to like 2,000 pounds of cargo, and I promise you, you are not going to hold 2,000 pounds of cargo. Usually on something that could be towed by a Tacoma, you're probably going to put 500 to 700 pounds of cargo. So go off of the dry weight and just factor in, you know, maybe max 1,000 pounds. Because if you go off the GVWR and it has 2,000 pounds of cargo, you're going to knock that right off the list, and you're never ever going to put 2,000 pounds of cargo unless you bring your weight bench along. So let's say you have 6,500 pounds. You would probably want to be at 5,000 pounds max, and that's close. So look at 5,000 pounds dry and down, but even 5,000 pounds might be pushing it a little bit. But 5,000 pounds will usually get you a trailer that's around 25 feet, 24 feet. So it's a good size. You should be fine with that. Hopefully that answered your question. So here's the other 24 foot I have. Let me stop my camera from following me. Come on, go down. There we go. 24 feet, this one is. Very nice layout. Okay, there we go. Those no bus or winterized from the factory are Flagstaff and Surveyor. Oh, I missed the second comment. No, but they all come winterized. South Carolina in the house. Appreciate you coming on. All right. If that one comment I missed, just put it back up. It won't let me read the comments again. It's so dumb. You got your outdoor speakers. Some of the Nobos, a subscriber showed me this. Some of the Nobos don't come with speakers. It's really weird. I think it's like the shorter ones. So just keep an eye out for that if that's important to you. You do get the griddle on the Flagstaff, or I mean the Forest River no boundaries. The Flagstaffs you do not. It is prepped for the ladder. Nice lighting up top on that awning. All right. This is a nice layout. This will be, it's a little shorter than you wanted. I guess I only had one 24 foot. 21 feet, 10 inches, and 4,100 pounds. Murphy beds are very common, and I always say it, if I was getting a trailer that was 25 feet and under, I think I would go with the Murphy bed. Because look at this. You get a dinette. You also get a couch. You know, usually in these smaller trailers that are 21 feet, you're not going to get both. And I just think it's a nice way to get a lot more floor space, because at the end of the day, the bed, you're just going to go to sleep on it. So being able to put it up and put it away, you get a lot more floor space in here. The other thing I love about the Murphy bed is if you have friends that are with you, the weather gets bad. If they don't have a Murphy bed, they're going to be coming into your trailer, because look at that. You get extra seating for everyone, which maybe might be a con. Maybe you don't want people to come into your trailer. Just keep the Murphy bed down so no one knows. But if I was getting a bunkhouse with that was 25 feet and under, I would 100% get a Murphy bed, because you got to think about, you got room to sleep 6 people, and if it doesn't have the Murphy bed, you're only going to be able to sit 4. So it only makes sense to get the Murphy bed. Oh, I have that extension down. Put that down. All right. And look at how easy that is. This will have a 60 by 80 queen. So it is a true queen, which is impressive in a 20-foot trailer. Flagstaff E-Pro makes a layout. The 8.3 Nobo are the best in my opinion. I plan on getting one. I have one. Those are really nice. I wish they could figure out how to do a Murphy bed with the theater seating. Wouldn't that be awesome? Like when you put the bed up, it'll be theater seating. I don't know how that would be possible, but if any of you guys are new here to the live, leave a comment, because that's kind of how I base it on doing these, because I do repeat myself, and some of you guys probably get sick of hearing me. Hopefully you get some benefit out of this. It's a lot easier to come on here and ask a bunch of questions. Nobos are beautiful. They're nice. I like the color schemes. I almost like the interior of the Nobo more than the Flagstaff. Flagstaff is cool because they keep it simple. You know, it's not going to go out of style. But the Nobo definitely gives some competition for sure. Lots of storage in here. Yeah, theater seating with the Murphy bed. 22 SQS. If you want to see one that does do the theater seating, I did a video on it. It'll be a Flagstaff 22 SQS. What is the correct way to check if your RV is level? You could put a bubble on the side. But yeah, real quick, the 22 SQS, I've done a tour on it. Just know the one I toured had a table. You could put the theater seating in place of the table. So check out the 22 SQS Flagstaff micro lights. So the way to check if it's level is you can get those little bubbles, kind of like how you level stuff out. You could put them on the sides of the trailers and they could stick. New to the live from Alabama. Awesome. Thank you, Gail. Appreciate you being here. 43,000 down to 31,995. It seems like a lot of people join in at like the hour-long mark. So if you're new here, I go live every Sunday, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I've shown, like 30 trailers. So if you want to come on and see a bunch of options within an hour, that's what these are for. I'm here to answer all of your questions. You know, it's a big landscape. I always, you know, when I get customers, I look at them like, you know, they don't know what they don't know. And sometimes I rattle off this stuff and they're just looking at me like, you're an idiot. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. So that's why I do these lives. Ooh, from Ruidoso. Awesome. Yeah, you're right in my neck of the woods. Got to come out and see us. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff to remember. I've been selling these for going on 8 years and I somewhat have a good memory. So I figured this is going to help you guys out a lot to get as much info as you possibly can. Like I said, we are a locally owned dealership in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We have a sunshine law where you can get our sales tax, which is 4%, even if you don't have a physical address here. So if you're out of state, just give us a call. I could show you what the pricing is, even on a special order. I did one a couple weeks ago, special order, factory fresh, no boundaries. The customer got to pick out the options, the features to what he wanted, and we still discounted the unit as if it was here on the lot. So even though you're special ordering a unit from us, we're still going to discount it a lot for you. So that might be a good option as well. If you're someone that's like not looking to buy it until summer because that's when you're going to use it, I have about 7 people that have ordered from me this winter right now, and it's going to be in production. And then whenever summer hits, they'll come and pick it up. And then it's not going to be sitting on the lot forever. So there's lots of ways we can do it to cater to what you want. and will save you a lot of money. So like I said, my normal tours, I'm off Monday and Tuesday. I usually come back Wednesday through Sunday. I do videos. My long form tours are super in depth. If you're new here, I am not like a lot of these other reviewers. I try to give you as much info as I can. It's not that they do bad. It's just like they'll point out like the water heater. They'll be like, that there's the tire, there's the water heater. And it's like, what does that benefit me? Yeah, say no to lot rot. It's like, what does that feature benefit me? You know, what's good about it? What's bad about it? So that's why my tours tend to be a little longer. And I also include a lot of measurements in it to kind of help you understand the space you're working with, because I know the video could be a little tough. So any of you guys have any questions, anything else you want to see right now? If not, forever hold your peace. And again, if you can, type in Albuquerque RV in Google if you've gotten any benefit out of my videos. If you could leave a 5-star review, you have no idea how much it helps me. Even if you're not going to buy from me, that would be like you buying from me, because it helps me. And then the owner of Albuquerque RV sees that, you know, we are getting a reach out to the country. So, all right, guys, I hope you guys have a good Sunday evening. I appreciate all you guys that come on and that are subscribed. It means the world to me. We started this about a year ago, and it is growing fast. So you guys have a good evening. It's my weekend. Woo! And we will be back on Wednesday. Love you guys.